Hey guys, how we doing?
Good. Happy to be here.
Dude, I'm stoked. We got the Avocados in here. Hopefully you're listening like 5 minutes ago when they were playing in studio. It was really sick. I still got that one song stuck in my head, like dun, 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 na, 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 na. That one's so good.
Thank you.
Do you guys want to go ahead and just like introduce yourselves again? I know you did during the show, but for anybody that may be like tuning in late or catching it right now.
Yeah, so we're the Avocados from El Rio. It's myself, Hector Soto, Jaime Bailon, Romero, original member, drummer. Can't be with us at the moment, but RJ is filling in for us from Maribel,
Mm-hmm.
and Eric Bayo, obviously the man, on guitar, and he's going to be playing organ as well for the show. So
Sick.
it's going to be good.
That's pretty cool. Damn, so you guys are going to have an organ for the live show.
Yeah, for the live show. So this was more like an acoustic, more laid back setup we had, but the show's going to be live.
Nice.
All electric, and yeah, it's going to be good.
Cool, dude. Well, I guess before we get into like the rest of the interview and stuff, like what have you guys been up to lately? I know you guys have it's been like a 10-year hiatus for the Avocados, but like what have you been up to like pre-starting your band again?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a hiatus kind of by default, I think, around 2011, 2012.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of after Yay Records started to fizzle out, there really wasn't a lot of kind of venues for us to continue doing what we were doing. So,
Oh yeah.
I think that with our drummer sort of moving away, that kind of forced the indefinite hiatus on us. But I think it never felt that it was over, because we've been working on this material for some time, and we've been sharing it with Eric and figuring out some way to sort of release it. So even after that time, we were trying to figure out what that would be, and I think with this sort of revamping and kind of invigoration of Yay Records and kind of music in Ventura County, it's gotten us really excited to put stuff out.
Yeah. So I guess like what were you up to like in between that? Just like were you doing any other projects? Or?
In between that, I was doing a lot of sort of art stuff, putting out a lot of zines, which is sort of
really?
What part of our flexi release will be. It'll be a zine.
So what do you like release zines regularly under like is there like a title for the zine or?
Yeah, it's called the Oxnard Plain.
Sick.
And
oh yeah, I remember you telling me about this one time.
It's all sort of photography-based zines that are based out of Ventura County, and a lot of the inspiration for that came from Yay Records, and sort of becoming like a regional niche and supporting artists in Ventura County.
That's awesome. So how many zines have you put out, I guess? Like how many issues?
I guess it's probably around like 35.
Oh wow. So when did you start this? Like what year?
It started in 2013. So honestly kind of a response to the end of Yay Records, and just a sort of another outlet to kind of keep putting things out and keep making things.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So are you like interviewing people or like just art primarily, or?
It's mostly just people that are making art in the area, and they're making their own sort of like narrative.
That's cool.
Pieces, each person, yeah.
So where can people find, like, do you have an archive or something? Like, where can people find this?
You can go to oxnardplain.com or the Oxnard Plain on Instagram, and also look out for the upcoming zine that'll be coming out with Yay Records.
I guess if you have any tips for anybody that wants to start a zine, because I feel like zines are like such an important thing. It's kind of like, a music scene. Like I feel like it's intertwined, but it's like it gives people like a voice. You know what I mean? Like zines were always there to kind of like, like big magazines and other publications aren't going to put out like people that nobody, I guess, generally know about. You know what I mean? It's more DIY, more underground.
Yeah.
I guess like what I don't know. Do you have any tips for anybody that wants to start a zine? Like,
yeah, that I'll sort of go off of that last sort of phrase that you said about DIY, and DIY was sort of what got me inspired to start making stuff. But
yeah,
once you start DIYing, you realize that there's like a limit that you get to when you're doing it yourself.
mm-hmm.
So finding the other people that are doing it themselves and doing it together and figuring out a way to kind of make a community on out of just like 2 or 3 people and
yeah.
trying to make that grow. But also, if anybody's interested in putting out zines in Ventura County area, you can email oxnardpress@gmail.com and we can talk.
So sick. Hector, what have you been up to?
Oh man, I just completely stopped playing music for like you said, 10 years. And,
Yeah.
I got a text one day from Eric Bailon. He's like, "Hey man, you still playing?" I was like, "Nope," but I'm down. So and ever since then, we've just kind of been playing. He told me like, hey, you should, revisit the Avocados, and let's put out some of these songs, and kind of getting that inspiration back, and it's almost like a ghost. It's almost like a ghost for me. It's like it keeps like revisiting me, and this is like an unfinished business. It was like a Casper movie.
Yeah.
Just, but I'm glad that we're finally putting it back together, and looking forward to maybe doing some more releases. There's a bunch of songs that that we could put out, and hopefully we can do that sometime soon.
That'd be sick.
Yeah.
So, like, I guess, did you have any other hobbies or anything that you're into?
Not really.
Making zines?
Just working. And
Baking bread?
Yeah. But I want to say something about Jaime zines. My favorite one is the holiest place on earth. It's Eric thought is because of all the potholes in El Rio.
Oh, really?
But it's actually because there's how many churches in El Rio?
I think it's like 19 churches. And
Oh, wow.
It's like a 1 square mile radius.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have pictures of all of them.
Oh, dude, that's
great.
super sick.
Yeah,
What a
and
cool concept.
That's where we grew up, which is El Rio, which is kind of like a rural, unincorporated area of Oxnard, Ventura County.
Yeah.
And
I know. I
it's
always I don't know. I never really knew like what El Rio was. I just thought it was Oxnard for the longest time.
That a lot of people don't really understand it, or like if you're not from there, you don't really pass through it often.
Yeah.
And even when we first were forming, it was a lot of negative connotations to saying you're a band from Oxnard, or even you're a band from El Rio. A lot of people would who are Southern California based would either say they're Ventura or LA. And that was something that we always like stood really strong to. It was like, no,
We're from El Rio.
We're from El Rio. Like,
Yeah.
Unincorporated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think maybe that's, I don't know, Eric could answer this, but maybe that was a little bit of what kind of drew him to what we were doing. It was like a really kind of regional thing.
Yeah.
So how did things go when you guys like started in like, I guess 2003? Like, what was that like?
Well, I mean, we've been playing for a long time, probably since middle school. It was Albert and I. We started off just, jamming, playing like Misfit covers and whatnot,
Yeah.
stuff that he was into. But, then, I started writing songs, little by little. They were bad, obviously, but, little by little it grew into something that was more enjoyable, I'd say. And, and we got Jaime, and we're all childhood friends, so it it made it easy just hanging out with your friends and playing music, and getting better at it over time. But it started out just a couple of dudes hanging out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was the guitar class in seventh grade.
Yeah,
You guys had a guitar class? That's cool.
Yeah.
we did. Yeah.
So that's where you got all your skills from, huh?
I mean, I wouldn't really. I was just playing "Come As You Are," Nirvana, like everybody
Oh, hell
else.
yeah.
But what else did we know? Probably a couple of Ramon songs or
Stairway to
something.
Heaven.
What's that?
Stairway to Heaven.
Oh God, no, we never. Just the intro.
No.
Just the intro. But yeah, it was we grew up together and just kept playing, and it became the Avocados. We went through different styles, but it was kind of, I would say it kind of stayed pretty similar throughout the years.
Yeah, the concept has been sort of similar the whole entire time. It's been, well, I mean, it had been Hector, Albert, and I, and I think maybe around 2008, 2009 was when we met Eric, and he helped us a lot in sort of refining our really vision and where we were going.
Yeah. How so?
Really kind of making us like, I guess,
Like write original songs, or were you guys like?
I think we were writing original songs already,
Okay.
but it was more so like I guess playing to that and playing more true to that, and kind of letting go of a lot of like the inspirations that are already there. And then also like a big one is the name The Avocados. That was with the help of Eric.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we were sort of confused, and I think within like 6 months we had like 4 different band names that we were going through.
I remember Matt Boy one day, he's like, "Oh, the name changes." He's like, "You guys are the name changes because you've had."
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's actually good.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny. What a good little tidbit.
Yeah,
Good little factoid.
it was pretty funny, but no, yeah.
Do you know any of those old names? Can you think of them?
Oh, geez, there's too many. We had at one point like Andy Katz,
Passengers.
Passengers, which I think that was Eric as well. But it was just so many, and the Avocados is stuck, and it's El Rio is like a farming community, so I feel like I have at my parents' house we have an avocado tree, and
I've got an avocado tree.
I miss parents' house and an avocado
That's sick.
tree.
Yeah,
It was just
and
like,
avocados were like eaten in like central Mexico like 800 years ago or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool too.
So what kind of avocados do you guys identify with? There's like the Haas avocado. There's like those one avocados with like those shiny, like the shiny skin avocados. Like those
Yeah.
ones I don't like those ones that much. Like they're kind of weird.
I don't care. I just if they're available, hand them over.
Yeah, that's sick.
I'd
We-
definitely go Haas.
Yeah.
They've
Haas
got
are
the
dope.
tough skin. They're like
Yeah.
resilient. They can they can handle some shit.
We had a tree at like one of my co-ops that I lived at. We had a couple trees actually, and there was like this one tree with like the Haas avocados or whatever. And yeah, I remember I would just like always like grab like 10 of them and just like hide them in my room, because like people would just like, if you brought them and put them in the kitchen, like the way the co-op is like anybody can grab anything, you know what I mean? It's like if it's like public.
Yeah.
So I just like hide them in my room, put them in a paper bag like in my desk or something like that, so they can ripen. And I would take all of the Haas and then let everybody else get the shiny ones, because the shiny ones are trash.
That's a good tip. Also, if you want your avocados to ripen, put them in a paper bag in a sort of dark place, and also keeping the stem on them. That's a good one too.
Also putting them next to bananas.
Oh, I didn't know that one.
Yeah. So if you like put like fruit next to other fruit, like I guess like the fruits like release like nitrogen or something when they're like ripening, and that like helps the other fruits ripen.
Oh, wow.
So like if you go to like a grocery store, like sometimes you'll see like a sign next to some bananas that say like non like nitrogen bananas or something like that, and it's because they weren't like made to like ripen quicker.
Ah,
Yeah. Just learned that on Reddit.
interesting. Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, back to it. That's cool, guys. So did you have any releases? I feel like I saw some Avocados releases on SoundCloud. Like, I don't know, I met like Jaime at a show one time, and I
Yeah.
think like maybe like I saw somebody, I don't know, maybe I feel like I remember like Eddie Madek uploading something or something like that, because I feel I had his band Late Bloomers on the show, and maybe he played them on a playlist. I don't know how I found it, but I remember seeing some Avocados recordings.
Yeah. So after like MySpace went away, we didn't have our stuff online anywhere.
Oh, so you're putting everything on MySpace?
We had everything on MySpace like 2007, 2008, and then I think after that went away, and after I think 2010, end of 2010 when Ye was ending, there was really we didn't have any sort of way to kind of share our music, because was like, I don't know, Facebook didn't really have a good like music kind of artist page, and it was like a weird transition where streaming wasn't really as like prevalent as it is now. And yeah, I think Eddie Maddock had one of our songs uploaded to his SoundCloud.
Oh, okay, that might have been where I saw it. Yeah. I guess this isn't necessarily like super related to the Avocados, but can you just talk about how like important MySpace was to like your scene? Because like I feel like nowadays like social media is just like so different than what it was back then. I mean, I guess like still similar concept, you know what I mean? But I don't know. It seemed like a lot of people used MySpace to put their music up. Nowadays, it's like Bandcamp or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Once MySpace was done, I completely got off everything else. I was just really upset about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. MySpace was the thing, you know. You could customize your profile. You could add your song on there. You know, it just everything was working flawlessly, and
Yeah.
all the new stuff just it wasn't it, you know.
Uh-huh.
And
So you weren't an avid Facebook user when it first came out?
No, I was totally opposed to it. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of weird. I kind of got off social media after that. But yeah, I don't know. I think MySpace was just like really cool. The platform was it's just, you know, really easy to use, and you know everybody was on it. And now that there's so many different things, it's just like, you know, you're kind of in the dark sometimes. You know, it's like you gotta kind of just. I mean, I guess you could just be on everything, but even then, you know, it's just you're just out there. But are you really out there? I don't know.
How about you for you, Eric? Was MySpace important for like Yay Records and stuff back then?
Not. It was like it was like a crossroad. Like, so Maria, before there was Yay Records, that's how with MySpace. I remember that's how we engaged with people. Because back in those days, you were able to take a song and put it on your own MySpace page. And so that really helped us out in those days. And then it went away. So yeah, it was hard because like, how do you get yourself out there at that point? There wasn't streaming. There wasn't like YouTube the way it is now. And then we were all about vinyl. That's the other thing. You know, so that's why the timing now seems right to bring back Yay, because vinyl's come back.
Oh yeah.
And independent music has all these avenues, SoundCloud, you know, Bandcamp. Even Spotify and Apple's gotten more accessible. But yeah, in those days it was MySpace. Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. So I guess like, what do you guys have planned for now?
Well, we want to keep, you know, releasing all the old catalog. You know, we have, you know, a good amount of songs that we want to put out there. We want to re-record them. You know, all we have is just rough demos.
Yeah.
So we want to, you know, get, you know, legit recordings of them, and so yeah, basically kind of get in the studio and you know, re-record all the stuff.
Are you writing new stuff?
We haven't been writing new stuff, but you know, just want to focus on getting all the old stuff out there.
Yeah.
And then, you know, maybe we'll see what comes out of it, but yeah.
Yeah, and this release that we're doing, this flexi includes two of the songs that were part of the demos that from when we had first met Eric, and we were sending demos to be a Yay band. So those are some of the songs that are being released on the flexi.
That's cool. So can you explain what a flexi is to somebody that might not know what a flexi is?
Eric has
So a flexi disc is a very cheap, kind of flimsy material, like a 7-inch, but it's much cheaper to make. It was prevalent in the 80s, so whenever people had fanzines, they would include a flexi disc. So it was about the cheapest medium at that time to get your music out there. So for the indie community, that was the best way to kind of get yourself out there in those days, besides like a little tiny mixtape, is create a fanzine and then include flexi. So when I did Yay Records, the third release I did was a fanzine with a 5-inch record. I wanted to do actually a flexi disc, but I was told that there were no pressing plants in the world at that time that did it.
Oh, really?
That was actually not true.
I was gonna say, I feel like I've.
Yeah, there were no U.S. plants.
Oh, I
Because
see.
everybody is brokering through GZ in Europe. So this flexi disc that we're putting out now with the avocados is going through pressing out of Europe.
Oh, so is there still nobody in the U.S. that does flexies?
No,
Really?
no. They all broker through whether, I mean, I'm not going to talk about other pressing plants, but it comes out of GZ.
Oh, that's wild.
So this plant fanzine that we're doing is what I wanted to do back in 2007,
Hmm.
like a fanzine with a flexi disc. And so I'm really happy that we're able to do it with Avocados. And it was the same catalog number that was allotted for them back in the day. The Yay 14 was going to be off the Avocados.
That's sick.
And
Yeah.
So it was proper to kick it back off with them. But we do have some new bands who will be on the label. More on that shortly.
Sick.
Yeah, now that I remember that, it was actually a different release that we actually went into the studio with Hector Romero, the Yay Records producer,
Hmm.
where we had booked time with them to sort of get our single ready for a 7-inch.
Hmm.
But yeah, that got sort of shelved with Yay Records kind of coming to an end. And yeah, if you look on some of the later releases, it's in the catalog as Avocados Yay 14.
Nice. So, can you talk more about like what's going to be like in the zine and stuff? Like, what was the inspiration behind this zine?
Yeah, it's sort of like a introduction to the band, the Avocados. 'Cause
Uh-huh.
it is actually our intro, our first release, our first debut.
Uh-huh.
And there's a little bit about our story, how we came to be, and a little bit about Yay Records, some writings in there, as well as some behind the scenes photos, and yeah, and then some of the releases that will be coming up through Yay Records.
Nice. That's awesome. Well, I guess like where can people find this? Like when it's gonna come out? Like where can people keep up with you guys? Like,
Yeah, well, you'll be able to buy the flexi at our show November 17th at Mrs. Olsons in Oxnard. Right now, if you buy a pre-sale ticket, you can go to Yay Records and get a pre-sale ticket, and first 20 people will get a free flexi. And then after that, you'll be able to buy it through Yay Records and also through the Oxnard Plane.
sick. Oh, you're gonna be selling it through the Oxnard Plane as well? Awesome, dude. That's cool. Well, do you guys have anything else you want to say about the Avocados? I guess before we talk about like some Yay Record stuff.
Just thanks for having us on here, and go to the show. It's going to be a good show. We've been working hard to put on a good performance, and all the other bands that are going to be there are going to be great. Maribel and Los Tranquilos. The DJs are going to be great. We got some old school stuff. We got some Spanish, Latin, boogie. We got some cumbia, so you'll be ready to dance. So yeah, it's a really cool spot. If you guys haven't checked it out, Mrs. Olson's, and I know it's a breakfast spot during the day, but it's a real nightclub at the after hours.
Yeah, they got the glow paint on the wall and stuff,
Yeah,
like
trust me, yeah.
the neon paint, like
It's a vibe.
Yeah.
the whole vibe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Also, just a thanks to RJ, who's kind of come on sort of last minute and has filled in
been killing it.
and
RJ.
has been like killing it and picked up all these songs like I think within the last month. And,
Yeah, he's gonna be doing
RJ is
RJ.
from Maribel, who we'll be playing with at the Mrs. Olsen
double
show.
duty. He's gonna be doing double duty.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I actually got a little tidbit about the Avocados. I used to be in this band. This is kind of a dumb story, but I used to be in this band called German Chocolate back in the day.
Yeah.
And we played a backyard show one time, and there was two bands on there. They were the Beach Tones, if anybody remembers that, and the Avocados. And I had no idea who these guys were, and I pulled up and checked out their set, and I thought they were fucking dope. Sorry, excuse me. But yeah, it's kind of a trip now. Just randomly getting hit up. Eric hit me up, asked if I wanted to play with them, and now it's kind of like a full circle thing. And yeah, they're better than ever. So go check out the Avocados on the 17th.
Heck yeah.
Maribel.
Yeah, Maribel.
Talk about Maribel,
Beatles,
dude.
everybody, pull up, man. It's gonna be fun.
Talk about Maribel.
Maribel, 3-piece from Oxnard, myself, Abel Mejia, and Michael Lavender. We've been playing music collectively for like a year and some change. Sound is pretty much like an indie rock vibe mixed with a bunch of other stuff. We draw influences from like rockabilly, 60s psych, garage punk, all kinds of stuff, but it's mainly an indie rock band. We've been playing a couple shows this year. Our next one coming up is going to be with these guys, like I just said. And hopefully some more before the year ends. And we also do have a date, as you know, on the 7th. So if you're listening to this, tap into that. Make sure you put it on your calendar. January 7th, Maribel's playing on here.
Yeah, that's going to be sick.
Yeah, it's a fun time, man. It's me and my homies been playing music together for a long time, so it's fun stuff.
Hell yeah, dude. I'm really excited for that. We're going to get a live set in here. And then you also used to play in another band, too. Was that like Black Jags or something?
Yeah, that was a band that I was playing in before when we played with the Avocados at that backyard show.
Oh, that was the same one?
Well, German Chocolate. It was pretty much the same band, but we went through a period of name changes. So.
Oh, I see.
Just like us.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
we're in the
okay.
same boat.
Yeah, for sure.
Names are hard.
Yes.
Yeah. So I was thinking, I've been thinking about like what I would come up with for a band name, but what would you guys think of this? Like, if I ever start a band, I would call it Albuterol. I feel like that's a sick ass name, right?
Is that an inhaler?
Yeah.
Nice.
Wouldn't that be sick? I feel like that would be like a sick like fuzz pop band or something like that. Like
That'd be sick.
some Sustained style stuff. You know what I mean?
Oh, Sustains. Shout out Sustains.
Do you guys remember that band?
Yeah,
man.
Dude,
They're rad.
Sustains
They're
is
still
so
putting
good.
stuff out.
Oh, really?
They're not a band anymore, but I think they're still putting singles out.
Sick. Yeah, Sustains is like one of my favorite bands ever. They're so good. Anyways, yeah, Eric, so you said you're going to release some new stuff on Yay?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we have the Avocados flexi disc.
Yeah.
And then we have a single. I'm not going to announce it quite yet on who it is, but we will be announcing that very shortly.
Sick.
A new band on Yay Records, and then like some catalog releases as well from former Yay Records.
Oh, really? Cool.
So really excited. Looking to do more albums because before we did mostly 7 inches.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely some more Yay Records releases for sure.
Awesome, dude. All right. Well, I guess that's kind of it for all my questions. I think we have a listener question though. That
Shout
we got.
out the listener.
Yeah, this one says favorite spot in El Rio.
Come on, dog. You know what's going on.
Favorite spot.
La Puerta.
El Rio Liquor.
Yeah, El Rio Liquor. Yeah,
There's not very many spots.
very many spots.
Yeah.
Is it La Huerta you're talking
La
about?
La Huerta. Yeah, that's
There's
a
some
good
nice
place to get a torta.
Tortas.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
The lomo. Get the lomo.
Yeah.
La Huerta.
There's not very many spots. I'm hoping to get a show at the library in El Rio.
Oh, that'd be cool.
And that'll be hopefully in the works soon, yeah.
Nice. That's awesome. I guess any more spots? Just El Rio Liquor? That's what we're...
El Rio Liquor. That's
all you need. Hit the liquor store, hit La Huerta afterwards.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Good night.
Yep.
Sick.
I will say, quick little. My mom, Maria, she went to RDV school, which is right there in El Rio.
Rio del Valle.
That's sick.
Long time ago.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah,
man.
that was where our guitar class was.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, cool.
It all
Dude.
goes back because we're all connected somehow. Yeah.
I think that's so cool how they like had a guitar class. Like
Yeah.
the only cool class that like my middle school had was like history of rock and roll.
Oh, sick.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and then that's where I learned like about the Beatles and stuff.
Nice.
And I like
Nice.
deep dove like the Beatles catalog. I feel like that's like one of like the first like bands I got super into.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then yeah, they talked about like I don't know, like Rolling Stones and stuff like that, but I was never really into them. And then I think I wrote a report on Jefferson Airplane or something like that. Yeah, we had to like write like a 10-page paper in middle school about like
Wow, that's a long shit.
about like a band of our choice.
Yeah.
And
I would have done it. I would have.
yeah, you would just not done it, yeah.
I got that. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, man.
anyways, well, I think we're about ready for like the final question of the show. You know what I mean? Like, kind of the biggest one. I know Eric's answered it before. You guys ready for it?
Yeah.
All right. Hopefully you haven't been thinking about it.
I have no idea what's about to come right now.
You go first then.
All right.
Oh,
Hit me.
RJ's gonna have to answer it again in like a month.
That's all right. I'll do double duty.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, so you guys are at El Rio Liquor, right?
Yeah.
And you're walking through the door, and then you look up because you're like, oh, something catches your eye, and then a rat jumps out at you, and it's going straight for your mouth. Is this rat gonna jump into your mouth head first or butt first, and why?
Oh, jeez. Go ahead.
This has got to be a trick question. Is it stupid to say head first?
That's much cheap.
Why though?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Like why? Why?
How is he gonna? I mean, unless he was like facing away from me and then jumped into my mouth with his front arms.
Backs it up.
How does that work?
It backs it up.
It backs it
Yeah,
up
backs
into
it
my
up,
mouth.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Oh.
I don't like that at all. This question sucks, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I think I would do mouth first because I don't know about the tail dangling down my throat. That's fine.
Yeah, that'd be rough, huh?
Yeah.
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 Jeez, I guess, I mean, there's no right answer, but maybe there is. I'm gonna go with the behind. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to, I don't want it looking at me while.
You don't want to give it a
Can I
kiss?
change my answer?
No.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I'd like to go butt first, please.
Why?
I'll take ass first for 100.
Face down and what up?
Oh, man.
I'd rather get the bad part out of the way first.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, I thought
That's
you were
fair.
asking me a question on like the physics of it, like how would that happen? But now it's like a preference question. You're
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like a preference question.
Yeah, we'll take the latter. We'll go butt first.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can respect that.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, I guess that's all we have for today. That was a good show, huh?
Yeah, felt
thanks.
good. Thanks for having us, man.
Yeah,
Thanks for
welcoming
having
us here.
Yeah.
That was fun. Well, it's like 5:45 right now, 5:46. Got like 15 minutes left of TBD. How about we just play a couple more tracks before Lytog's Demands Remain Unwritten comes on?
All right.
Sound good.
Does that sound good?
Yeah,
Let's
sure.
see what we got. All right, so we left off on Robert Lester Folsom, their song "I'm Gone." Oh, we should play some of the ones from YouTube that you guys threw on here.
Yeah.
We should play some Maribel, right? Change of pace.
Yeah.
Oh shucks.
Let's do
That'd be
it.
pretty sick. And then we got Los Tranquillos, who are playing your guys' release show.
Yeah.
And then Los Freddy's.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Cool. All right, guys. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. We got like 15 minutes left. We're going to listen to some cool tracks.
Nice.
Thanks so much. You're the man.